and welcome back to the Real Sisters Real Estate Podcast. This is Christy Curtis, and I'm with Berkshire Hathaway, the Bob and Rana Group. As always, I'm with Jules. Jules, how's it going?
Going good. And I am with Jackson Hole Sotheby's International Realty. Disclaimer, they do not endorse us. You'll figure out why.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. But that's okay.
Quickly. What's new? What's going on?
Not much. Things are settling down a little bit for me. I had some closings, get some things off my plate. Just starting to do a little refocusing on the business and, starting to build up the next transactions. But kind of nice to have a little down week where I'm not just running around like a mad person.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that for me. I'm not there yet. I thought I was gonna lose my mind yesterday. I was just like, oh my God. Like, the days your phone just won't stop ringing. It's just, can I get a minute? I'm trying to golf. But such is
No.
life. But yeah, same. No, you cannot get a minute. You get no minutes. But yeah, so yesterday we were golfing in a tournament that we do with our parents every fall, and it's always such a fun day. But and then me and CJ stayed up way too late watching football, and now I'm tired and I still have to work. And I had to go be in Annapolis for an MRI this morning, in the doctor's appointment by 7:45. Lordy.
Ew. Well, that was poor planning on your part.
I know. I know. It totally was. As soon as I booked it, I was like, I'm not gonna want to do this. But if it's one of those things, it's like do it now or you have to wait forever to get in there. So let's get it done.
Well, at least you got
So
there.
that's
I
my
would have
life.
been like, I'm calling in sick to my doctor's appointment.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make it. I know all I have to do is get there and just lay in another bed for 15 minutes, but I can't do
I
it.
can't. I can't do it.
All right, you want to get into the numbers? Let's dive into it real quick.
Sure, our Tibor market update. We have a current days on market for our residential listings of 136, so continually creeping up there. Building sites remain the same of 202. We have active listings of 1587. Another big drop, but I think I found them this time. Oh, sorry. God, I keep hitting that. 49 new listings, 42 went pending, and 32 sold. So quite a big numbers in our sold and pending. So I think that's where our active listings went. So good job for those people who have gotten them under contract. Seems like it was a busy week last week.
Yeah.
Maybe I wasn't the only one running around like a crazy person.
Yeah. No, you're not. I mean, I think it's just that kind of time of year for people trying to get stuff done before the holidays kick in. And then we can all take a breath. So our current days on market, 22, same as, well, I think it's one day less than last week. Our active units are down about 400 units. And then pending is literally dead even as last week. And then year over year closed is down again 400 units. And then actually I thought it was funny because we had 400 units cancel listings last week, which seems like a lot to me. um and then obviously the interest rate is holding steady right now at 6.2. So it's good for buyers.
It sure is. It's a good time. I know I had a lot to
Just
add
zone out
there,
there
huh?
for a minute.
I agree.
All right. Well, then yes, yes, it is. I am trying to get my link to work. There we go. All right. So the news from the big dogs this time is actually a pretty stupid article, if I'm being completely honest. Here's the four ways the Federal Reserve's big rate cut could change the housing market. But then it goes on to say that it's not really going to change anything. So it's pretty dumb. Um, so it says, the interest rates, although the feds aren't the ones, like they dropped the interest rate, but it isn't directly linked to changing the interest rate. So it's saying it won't actually do anything because the rate hikes, like the cuts were already made in anticipation for it. So that's one thing where it's again, it didn't really do anything. And then it goes on to say that it might bring more buyers into the market, which is going to cause the housing prices to jump higher than they already are. And then it goes to say that, but it could also bring more sellers to the market, which could even out the home buying prices. So it's just all over the place. And as I read it, I was like, wow, this really doesn't make any sense. But I didn't pull anything else. So this is what we got. And then, of course, affordability is still the major problem. So it's just essentially no one knows what the heck is going to happen. And we're just going to have to wait and see. So that's my news from the big dogs, which is lack of news. The end.
It's exactly what we've been saying. It's like,
Yeah,
it
exactly.
is literally word for word of what I've been telling people. If they cut it too much too fast, buyers are gonna come back. But yeah, no one knows, and that's the moral of the story. So,
Right. So wait and see. It's like what we've been saying this entire time. We have no control over it. So, with that, would you like to get into our story time? What would you do?
yeah, sure. I found a story on Reddit. It is by Just Tens Bay. So they say, I let a random cat into my listing I was showing once. In my defense, the note said dog in kennel and have cat. I assumed the cat begging to come inside was theirs because they usually go about going inside unless it's their home. I called the listing agents to ask a few questions about the home and mentioned that the cat had been let in. She told me all the pets were boarded for the weekend. Should have known when I didn't see the dog. Long story short, I spent the next hour trying to use tuna, treats, cat toys from the Dollar General down the street, trying to lure this random cat out of the seller's home. Oh, shit.
Oh, no. I would totally do that. I would totally do that, you know? Oh, God. And cats are so stubborn, they don't give a shit. Like, they're doing what they want to do.
Yeah, he's like, I'm in. Why would I leave? It's cold out. This is
Right?
great.
Dummy, I win. Right? It's warm. Yeah,
Should have
exactly.
been like, well, now they have cats.
Exactly. You have 2 babies now. Yeah, I can see myself doing something like that too, and being rather proud of myself for getting the cat in, and then realizing, oh wow, I really messed up.
Yes, and I've seen it go the other way as well, where you open the door and the cat darts out. I've had that happen, and I'm going like calling in a panic. They're like, "Oh yeah, I can go out." I'm like, "Okay, just checking because it's out and
Yeah,
I'm not getting it back."
no, it's not coming back. Like whenever I have sellers with cats, I'm always like, let's put notices all over the house, because cats are just funny. They're either hide under the bed or they're gonna dart out. It's never in between. Um, Little jerks, but we love them.
All right, well, that was short and sweet. You want to jump into our reality show?
Sure. What you got?
All right, we watched Million Dollar Listing LA, season 15, episode 5, A Tale of Two Listings. I thought this episode was kind of fluffy. Not a whole lot business-wise going on. But we have Flag and Altman kind of similar listings, comping off of one another. Same price point, but poor Flag has the short end of the stick. His house is not nearly as nice.
No, no, he doesn't have the good one, and that seller is difficult too. So, yeah, he definitely has the tougher road ahead.
Yes, he does. What did you think about his text
I thought
message
it.
talking about the prostitutes?
Oh, it's hilarious. And then she's like, "Are you sure you want to put the prostitute thing?" He's like, "No, we should probably take that out." It's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Really funny.
He's a mess, but he's right. I thought it was funny that we saw, Altman's brother, Matt. We don't get to see him very often, and, and then I also thought it was funny that Tracy is negotiating on Flag's behalf. I'm like, "Oh, that's what a nightmare. What a nightmare for her."
Yes, but, I think it's pretty normal that agents use agents. You gotta remove yourself from the situations if you're buying your own, your own property, you have to be able to be objective. It just shows that, agents do think that agents are worth something when agents use agents. But poor Tracy.
Yeah, no, you have to. You're absolutely right because she has to be the person that's going to put him in check, if it actually comes to fruition. But yes, poor Tracy, and you can already tell in the next episode that he's going to bust into the office and start doing his own talking. So
Exactly. Yes, he's
I'm
gonna
like,
walk
oh,
in and
Sh-
oh, yeah. Yeah, he's gonna walk in
yeah,
and just wreck his own deal.
yeah, 100%, 100%. Oh, I also thought it was hilarious that he knew the China pattern on the sellers. I'm like, "What in the world?" He's like, "Black, what kind is that?" Everyone knows that that's Versace, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, not everyone knows that.
Yeah, I mean, and Altman knew right away. He's like, "Flag's gonna know this, and what's the value of it?" "Oh, about 12," and then he was like $1,000 off. I was like, "God," just off the top of his
Right.
head.
Right? Just old money, you know what I mean? He just knows his stuff. Been around. You can tell from his grandma that, like he was raised that way. I also liked watching Tracy teach her new agent, and then I made a note of can I get on her team?
Mhm.
Because the other agent that she's trying to teach, she's a nervous Nelly. Like, good lord, like calm down.
Uh, I don't know, new agent and a $20 million listings? I feel like I would be a nervous wreck too. Like, you really wanna land it. It's probably her
Yeah,
biggest to date.
of course, of course. But first off, she cannot be a brand new listing agent because Tracy would never take her on. But second off, of course you're gonna be nervous. That's natural. But like you gotta rein it in. You can't, you know, just be dripping sweat and mopping your brow. Like no. Like I don't know. Yeah, I sounds like she'll get it. It sounds like they'll get it, but I thought it was pretty funny. And I'm like, man, why can't I be on a team like that? $20 million.
I know, right? Um, I often think to myself, "God, I gotta get in with some Jackson agents better." But then I would have to go up to Jackson. But anyways, back to the topic. Tracy in that house, she is such a beast. She walked through that house for what, 15
Mhm.
minutes, knew exactly who her buyers were going to be, knew exactly what they needed to bring it to market. Like, ugh, you're gonna stand here naked and the whole world can see you? Get some window treatment. Like, I mean, she broke it down
Right,
so
right.
fast.
Yeah, she's so fast with the closet all being glass. Is it sexy? Is it sleek? Yes, but in real life, you really don't want people seeing all your shit. You know what I mean? Because you have to be crazy organized. And yes, you're exactly right. She knew exactly who the buyer was, and she's like, "Ugh." And the problem is that the second home market is not really a thing right now. So yikes! If anyone can get it done, it'll be her. She is a beast. You're right.
I know, I just love her. And then we have Flag with his nighttime open house flop. What a mess.
What a mess. It's like talking about the little old lady, and he was like, "She's having a good time because she's drunk."
I really like his assistant.
Yeah, that was a flop, but he did what the seller asked. Yeah. Yeah, she's good.
Yeah, he didn't have a choice. The seller was pressuring. He knew it was going to be that way, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, you also have to do what the client wants you to do, basically, so you can tell them you're wrong and I was right. You
Mhm.
don't have views. So why would we do a nighttime showing? Like that's dumb. But he did it and then I thought it was cute that he was like you know, do you have a local church you can donate all this food to? That's really nice.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anything else from the episode? I think that's everything I had.
Yeah, that's all I have. Yeah, that's all I have. We'll see. We'll see if he gets the house, and then we'll see if he sells the other one.
Yeah, exactly. Not a whole lot of moving and shaking going on here in this episode. So,
Mm-mm.
all right, checking the boxes. Just keep on rolling.
Well, that's right. Keep it moving.
All right. Well, let's get into our listing of the week. This guy looks familiar since we are in football season.
Yep, that was my thought behind it too. We are officially in NFL season, so I thought I'd kick it off with Drew Breesy. So this is his Montana treehouse. He actually built it with the treehouse designers on the Animal Planet show. Something a little bit different, definitely something that you probably see a lot more of where you are, but I do not.
Yeah, it looks very familiar to what I'm used to seeing. Kudos on putting on a metal roof so you don't have to shovel that in the wintertime. Very smart for that area.
Very smart, something I would never ever think about, but makes total sense. Okay, so this is on the market. I want to say it's for 4 million. I don't know how I missed it, but I forgot to put it on there. But it's sitting on 20 acres. The tree house was actually built to serve as a guest house. It's only 1,700 square feet, so very not a very big house. There's not anything that's too luxurious about this house. I just like the way that it was built, and let's take a peek. So daytime photo of it, so you can see the actual architecture of the tree house and just how high off the ground it is, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, really cool. You're up there too. I mean, look, you're almost looking at the top of the pine trees there, so you're definitely up there.
Yeah, it's so high. Yeah, so you're really high up there. You're definitely just looking at the top of the pine trees. You can tell that that was kind of the goal there. Um in the living room, it's pretty basic stuff, nothing too crazy. The ductless heating and cooling element of it, and then the outdoor fire pit is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a really pretty space. Very mountain cabiny. See a lot of those.
Yeah, so the exterior is made up of barnwood siding salvaged from Kentucky. The home is actually located in a gated community called the Homestead, which offers its residents a range of amenities and activities from hiking and biking trails, equestrian facilities, a shooting and archery range, and access to two lakes where residents can fish, kayak, and paddleboard. And then they're about 20 miles away from Whitefish Mountain Resort for skiing.
Sounds like a lot of what we do out here, and I've heard Whitefish Ski Resort is supposed to get some really crazy powder. So, um, hell, maybe I'll have to peek up there one day and see if I can go creep on the house while I'm skiing.
Yeah, I think you totally should. I mean, it's so accessible right there on top of the mountain. So, kitchen, nothing too crazy about this house. The kitchen is pretty basic. This is a guest room, so one of the four bedrooms, and it only has two baths. So um, not again, not a huge house.
I like the architecture. I like the A-frame kind of being outlined like that. It makes you feel like it's almost like an optical illusion. It makes it feel like it's longer than it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. And they kind of take that theme throughout the entire house with the A-frame, and a lot of times when you have that much space above you, it does seem like it's bigger, um, even though it's not.
Gives you those nice tall ceilings, allows you to put in those big windows up top, bringing in all that extra light. Big heavy beams. I mean, this looks like it could be plopped into anywhere around me.
I just think, yeah, I think it's really gorgeous. I don't know why you would set up your living room, like your dining room this way, but I guess if you're having a big dinner party, then that makes sense. But this kind of gives you an idea of the overview of the house.
It is a bit odd. I would have put, like, my couches there instead of I mean, you have the seating at the bar there, but, I sure, if you're having people over, I guess. It just seems odd because this is a guest house, so I don't know that you would have people over at the guest house.
Right, right, exactly. Like, I'd like to invite you to my guest house, but please throw a 20-person dinner party.
Yeah.
So again, nothing special with the kitchen, just basic stuff. And then you have the primary suite, which you can tell has amazing views.
Yeah. Very simple, but very elegant. I like it a lot. I like that it's not actually overdone. So many people, they try to cram stuff in, and especially when you have such a small
Mhm.
space, it's nice that it's just kinda elegant.
I agree, and I like how they brought the metal beams into it to make it, like, a little bit more industrial, and modern.
And boy, behind that tub, it looks like it could be a painting on the wall. I wonder if that's real or if they
I know
Photoshopped
it.
that in.
Well, hold on, because when we get deeper, you can see that I do believe it's real. They are in Montana.
Doesn't mean they can't Photoshop all the snow.
Very true.
Yeah, all that shit's fake. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure they get
Here's your
plenty of
snow.
snow.
Yeah, totally.
Exactly.
Yeah, so nothing too crazy. Just a small treehouse cabin, but I thought it was nice and something different than what we normally do.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Okay. Well, yeah, so something a little bit different and anything what's your tip of the week for this week, Jules?
My tip of the week is don't be afraid to tell people what you need. Remember you were hired to do a job, and sometimes it can be intimidating. I don't want to come off as a bitch, but I straight up sometimes you just have to tell it like it is. Like, this is what I need for you to do if you want to sell or buy this house. Um, you do have to remember that you are the professional, you're the one getting paid, just as if, you would listen to your doctor, they should listen to you. And it's okay to be assertive about it and make sure you can actually get it done.
100%. Good tip. Absolutely. Because, sometimes we can't do our jobs because they're not doing what we're telling them to do. So, you know, you want to sell this house, then you need to do XYZ to get it ready for the market. You want to buy this house? Okay. Well, you need to get with your lender and do the things that are necessary. Yeah. 100%. You're not being a bitch. You're just telling them what's needed. Um, my tip of the week is get paid. Do not uh feel the need to negotiate your commission with people. If they're not willing to pay you what you're worth, then they're probably not going to be the best clients anyway. And I know sometimes a little bit of money is better than no money, but stand your ground. You're worth what it is. I lost a listing this past week, and it was due only to commission, and I said, "Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope everything goes well for you. And but yeah, I work hard, and I deserve to get paid." I don't think he was expecting me to say that. So sucks. But he'd already made his decision to go with the cut rate commission. So it is what it is. I don't think I lost anything that was too crazy. So but yeah, get paid. Don't don't sell yourself short.
Good tip. Yeah, absolutely. Having those conversations are hard, and absolutely. They're not easy conversations, but it's even worth practicing sometimes those conversations.
Oh yeah.
So you can kind of be prepared because you know what people are going to say. "Oh, well, so and so is gonna do it for this." "Oh, okay. Well, they can do it for that. Are they gonna provide you the same level of service?" Um, know your worth and argue it. Good tip.
Yep, agreed. Alright, that's all I got for this week. You got anything else?
I do not. So remember to like and follow us on the socials. If you have anything you would like to write in about us, feel free to write us at realsistersrealestate@gmail.com. And we will see you next year, next week. Bye.
We're going on break. Bye. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.